Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason. Why is my thing? Look at this! Look at this! Look at this thing not loading. What's going on? Where are you at right now? Come on, computer. Jeez,
Yeah.
being betrayed by my technology yet again. Just nonstop. Are you gonna do? There you go. Okay. All right. It's back. All right.
You can do
Hello,
it.
everyone.
Come on, little compooper.
Good sound, Tony. So today we have Jhey. And thank you so much for joining us. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here, and I think this is going to be so much fun. So for those of us who aren't familiar with your work, do you want to give us a little bit of a background on who you are, what you do, all those good things?
God, how long we got? I guess people know me or may know me through random whimsical demos that are spurred by ideas of me wanting to learn and make learning fun, and then share those ideas to help others learn. Maybe that's the easiest way to sum it up. I'm trying to get better at giving myself a little bio.
Yeah, that was good. The chat is commenting on our beards. I don't. Who's got the better beard? Let's get these in. Let's get these in profile. Who's better?
We're both wearing dark shirts.
Who
try
wore
and
it
hide
better,
them.
chat? Okay, yeah, yep. You look like a Viking. Do I look like? I don't think I look like a Viking. I don't think I think I just look like an upside down head. You know, like just. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I can't really. Yeah, I've just. Got
You're hiding hair under that hat. I don't know if I've ever seen you without a hat on.
No, there's a load of hair under there.
Yeah, rub it in, why don't you? Okay. So today we're going to do something that I think is really fun. We've been doing a little bit more of animation, of, green sock SVGs, and we're going to dig into that today in a really fun way. So I guess this is sort of your wheelhouse, right? Like, you spend a lot of time in this very playful, interactive kind of SVG land. And I think we'll take a second when we switch over to desktop view to show a couple of those. But how did you get into this? Where did this come from?
I have no idea. No, no. I just started messing around with stuff. I got into CSS, and when I started learning CSS, I started it backwards. So I started doing 3D and animation first.
Okay.
And then I found CodePen, and then I just started making things. And actually, Sarah Drasner, who's obviously been on and you work with, is kind of inspiration, because when I joined CodePen, she was at CodePen, I think, and she used to do a lot of SVG animation stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna get into that. And then I've always been I get driven by, how can I create this? How can I create that? And then it's like, oh, that looks smooth. Oh, that's SVG. Right, I better learn SVG. And then I just kind of come up with ideas and then shoehorn technologies into the ideas to learn the ideas, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get that. I feel that a little bit.
So it's more driven by ideas instead of the tech. So if I want to learn something, I focus on what I want to make instead of how I'm going to make it. So I actually stumbled really bad the other day, because I wanted to learn Houdini paint worklets, but I just didn't have an idea. And I was like, I just stood there on stream, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I totally get that. I can't really sit down and say okay, now I'm going to be creative with grid. It's no, I've got to have something that I want to make, something that's making me smile already, and then I'll figure out what technology will make that work. Chat, you're really going to town on that beard right now.
Yeah, I feel like, do you know what? I actually have beard lights ready for
my
holidays,
goodness.
Right? That could match the rainbow beard.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna lie. I wish you wouldn't have showed me, because now I'm disappointed that you're not wearing them.
I didn't know if it was appropriate. Maybe when we hit
always
party
appropriate. I mean, we're lucky I'm not in a onesie. I did though, for this stream, wear my new curly, square boys, round boys, curly boys, pointy boys. Cassie Evans did the made us aware of that, and then I think Brad Garapi made this sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, Brad.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very, very fond of this. But okay, so I could joke around about this forever, but I would love to kind of dig in and start. I know we've got a million things we want to try to do, probably not enough time to do them all. So without further ado, let's switch over. And before we get started, keep in mind we have live captioning that is provided by White Coat Captioning. We got Jordan here today helping us out. You can go over to lwj.dev/live to get that, and you can follow along, watch the show there. Then that is brought to us by Netlify, Hasura, Fauna, and Auth0, who all generously sponsor the show and give us the ability to make this more accessible to more people. With that being said, let's jump right into this. So go follow Jhey on Twitter. Make sure you do that. He is pretty much nonstop with very fun, creative things.
I never see this view. Like, you know, the thing on the sidebar? Like, I wrote an extension to wipe that out, so I never see that I didn't know it bunches all your media in the top right corner.
I know, get all that out of here. Like, yeah, I try to make it small enough that it hides that. But yeah, so there's a lot of fun stuff going on here. Let's actually just go look at your code pen for a second, because this is a treasure trove of fun stuff. A lot of good bear jokes and yeah. What do you got here? Like,
there's a few. I just pushed up the foundations of a new site. That DJ one's good if the sound comes through.
It should come through. Let's see if it's working.
So if you hit the mute toggle, and then if you scroll.
That's really fun. Everybody go play with that. So yeah, I mean, it's just like stuff like this, right? This really, if we go down to brass tacks, this serves no purpose other than to make you smile, right? And that
it'd make a great music player.
But it's like, this is the stuff that I love. I love this part of the internet. I love this part where we're not worried about metrics or engagement or, you know, hitting goals or whether or not it's something you can sell. You're just trying to do something that's fun, that like warms your heart, makes you smile. And that's one of the things that I love the most about your work. And, you know, the other folks who do things like this, like, you know, Lynn Fisher is another creator like that, Cassie Evans, or you just see these things and you're like, you know, you can tell they just had a blast when they made this. And that I love that. So today you drew a corgi for us.
Yeah, we're done. See you next time.
Great show, everyone.
Check out the pen, see you around. No. Yeah, so I back and forth with you on some ideas for this, and we've got we got a lot to get through if we want to make it do all the bells and whistles. So yes. I guess I could give you some routes and you can choose which way you want to go, perhaps. Yeah.
So just to kind of set the stage here, what we've got is we have an SVG. So this whole corgi is drawn as a vector.
So I painstakingly drew this earlier today.
And did you do this in Figma or?
No, I did this in Inkscape.
Okay.
What I did was I found some corgi images and then put them all on the page, and then kind of took the bits I liked and kind of made this one.
Cool.
And then I've brought this into a pen where I've gone ahead and added all the classes and things for us.
Okay. So yeah, I can see
got things in place.
Yeah. And this is this is really helpful because otherwise we would have to go in and like hide these to see what disappeared, and that's kind of a pain and not really good TV. So
also, I've noticed I left it on stylus, but that isn't too much of an issue. We can convert it to CSS if we need to. But if you've not used stylus before, then it's a first time to have a look. So
yeah, you know what? We're going to use stylus today. I think I get this. It's just CSS with no punctuation.
Basically. It accepts punctuation. It's kind of interesting. So
okay,
you can throw it in and it'll, yeah. But all I've done here, I haven't actually done anything crazy in here. All I've done is set all the colors for the corgi. So you can just change like HSL in places and it'll just switch colors out. But all I've done is change like the hats and things. That one probably won't do much. That's the shadow on the bottom.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's do
Um,
the hat body. We'll just rotate that color wheel. There we go. Now it's a blue hat. Okay, so this is like, this is fun. I'm excited about this already. And if we, oh no, mine's not updating anymore. Do I have to do something to it? Oh no, there it goes. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. So also thank you for the sub, Eli. That's very much appreciated. And now, yeah. All right. So where we are right now, we have a Corgi. We have the base styles to set colors in the SVG. And it looks like we have some commented out JavaScript.
Yeah,
so,
this is like bonus level if we get that far.
Okay, cool. So what are a couple things that we could do today?
So I didn't know if you'd had anyone on yet that had made a party corgi. So I assumed we would make one.
We absolutely can make a party corgi. Chris and I have made we made an animated GIF generator that oh man, Chris, we need to resurrect that. I see him in the chat right now. That was a fun idea, but this is kind of a new angle.
And obviously I went through that stage of like, I created all the party ego, party bear, party.
Yeah.
all the discords. I thought naturally it might be a good idea to do that for this. So what we could do is, one route we could do is to party up this corgi.
Yes.
And the pieces are in place. So we could go down that route. That's probably,
I think so.
Quite a fun one to do.
I think we have to. I think if we don't, if we don't, the chat will be furious with us. They're already up. We're like above 30 corgis already. It's been a while since we've had a corgi storm.
I'm waiting for it. Come on, chat. So where to start? So we can start so if you go into the SVG and you see there's some commented out stuff there. If you go up a little bit more, there might be some more. Yeah, there is. There's this piece here. So if you uncomment out
here we go, Stampede. I gotta get the sound back in. These are very fun, but they need to have. We need more. Oh no, I broke it.
Oh yeah, just remove that top one. I was just messing around with it, so I
gotcha.
Now it's a Corgi midget gem or whatever it is, ice gem. If you take the clip path off of that thing that we just did,
take the clip path
you can
off.
Yeah, you can uncomment that one as well if you like. But I was just going to show how this is actually working behind the scenes. So if you take the clip path off of that group, and then this should just show a big, there we go.
Okay.
So that's what's actually happening. And then if you scroll up, you'll see like a defs tag right at the top. And you see these rectangles or rects. That's essentially that element. And it's inside here. And then what we're doing below is we're just saying use that group here in this
Gotcha.
set. So what I'm gonna ask,
so when we say, so here we're saying use the party, right? And so that's that kind of square of rainbow. And then the clip path, we're able to say like, this is the body, right? Body. And so we're just saying the party is only visible inside the area of the body.
Yeah.
This is something that is really interesting to me from the standpoint of SVGs. Like, if you haven't worked with something like, Photoshop, Sketch, Figma, where you've got the concept of masking, it might seem like any time that you've got an SVG, if you wanted to do a different color or whatever, you would have to just create all different versions of the same vector. But with these clip paths, you can put whatever, we could put a photo in here and just clip it to the size of the body.
And this is like a really important trick, especially for this, especially for these party lines. Like it was kind of one of the things that prompted me to get into doing more clip path stuff. So if you were to, so I kind of want to explain the problem in a way that you can see what the issue is. So if you were to go into, let's go into the script, and we're going to do something. Yeah, we're going to uncomment that top line.
All right, here's some Gsap. Green sock. What is the AP in Gsap?
Animation platform.
Animation platform, not animation party.
We're doing a SkyPack import. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I have not, and this is very cool. So, and does that mean that we're just straight up, this is any NPM module, and well, any NPM module that can be supported by SkyPack? And
so any NPM module is available through that CDN.
That's cool.
As long as your script is type module,
yeah,
you can use it like a basic import, which is quite interesting and makes life pretty easy when you want to just pull anything in.
I've been going more and more all in on ES modules in both the Node and the front end ecosystem, and it's like legit excellent. It's so good working in that ecosystem because things just make sense. Like it doesn't feel as like, okay, so hold on, I'm going to import my CSS as a JavaScript dependency, and then that's going to go through Babel and Webpack, and then it gets injected as a stuff. Like there's a lot of context required.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's something like this, I'm just importing a thing from a URL, and if I go to that URL, there's script there. Like it just makes sense. But okay, so now that we've got Gsap, what did you have in mind?
I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to say, go back to the SVG.
Okay.
We're just going to keep going around in circles.
That's fine.
Take the clip off of take that clip path body off for a second. One way to like do it, someone just comment the line. Yeah, we'll do that.
That's a good call.
No, that's cool.
Let me do that so I don't like lose my clipboard and then have to remember how to do this.
There we go. Okay. So if we go back to the JS, and if we do uncomment the 4th, 5th, 6th, that little block, gsap.set, party set, this one, yeah. So what I'm saying there is I want to rotate the lines so they're going to go at an angle. Does that make sense?
So we went negative 45 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we could also do, so you could put X% in here to do like 0 and kind of see how it manipulates it around. So sometimes it's a bit of trial and error. So there we go. X% 0 puts it kind of where we want.
Okay.
But the issue here would be now if I did the next line, which would be gsap.to.
And this is where we're going to start animating, right? And if you want to break down to this, we get a really good intro to this from Cassie Evans. So let me grab that episode real quick. We talked about the gsap.to, and we played with some of the features there. So that's, I can see what you're saying here. This is, it's kind of not staying in where we want it to be.
Yeah. So the issue we have here is that like to make this animation continuous, we need an extra set. So that's why if we go back into our SVG, then what we can do is create a second group. So you see the G party, not the set, just the one inside it.
Yeah.
So if you take that group and then duplicate it.
Like that?
Yeah. Now you have 2.
Okay.
Now if you go back to the script and you see that one that we've left commented out, that's essentially saying move it down 100% so it's beneath, and then move the whole lot.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So you see what's happening now?
And that's how we ended up with the 50%.
Yeah.
Or 50%. Is that puts it in the middle now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now if you apply the clip, it'll rainbow line inside the lines.
And like, check this out, because we can see what's happening here is that it's moving, and you can see like just for a brief second, you can see the top of this one and then the bottom of this one comes out. And so it's just running on loop, but you created enough length that it can fully cycle, which is pretty cool. And so then when I come up here, I will get rid of this one and we'll uncomment this one. And now we have a party corgi. That's
and then we can apply the same thing to the face.
Okay, and now for the face, we would do this with.
So we don't need to do any more in here. But what we can do is we can take this whole. So we have like the party set.
Yeah.
But we want to duplicate the party set. So if we take.
Don't we also need to get a?
We don't want the clip path piece. We just want the set. So if we take the set and move that into the defs up above. So you see how we've done party? We're going to create a new one and we can give it an idea of like, I don't know, block party.
Okay.
And then if we take that and then we use block party where we did the body clip. So
now instead of a group, we'll just do a use href, if I can spell it right. It's block party, I think is what I just called it.
Yeah, that should work.
There we go. Okay.
And then where the face was, we can apply it to the face as well.
Okay, and now the
Copy that little
face,
piece.
we're going to copy, and then we're going to find the face, which I assume is lower because SVG's, the thing at the top of the SVG is the bottom, and it like layers on top, right? So because this is behind the face, then we can look lower. SVG detective work right there.
If you ever do like the single div or no div CSS stuff, it's around the other way, like the top one.
Oh, come on. Yeah. It's couldn't just be predictable, right? I broke his face. Oh no, there it is. Okay.
So now he parties, and
now we got a party corgi.
You'll be able to like update his duration to make it speedier, or however we want to do.
That's really fun. And so that this duration seems good, but if we wanted to be faster, like really party, we could go say 1. Now it's like turbo party. Or if that was maybe too much, we could go to 3. Now we've got like a pretty chill party, but
lo-fi party.
I do like 2. I think 2 is good. So here's our party corgi. We're partying. I love this. This is fun.
Next, we could do. So we've got 2 options here. We can either do some mouse movement stuff.
Okay.
Or we can hook up. Maybe we should animate the features of his face a bit. Make him a bit more.
Should we put it to the chat?
Yeah. It's
chat, what do you want to see? What are the options again? So we can animate the face.
So we can do some face stuff.
Okay.
Or like, so it'll be like features, movements, or we can do speech recognition.
Animated. We got 2 votes for animated face. I think everybody wants the face to move. Face stuff.
Face stuff. It's okay because the speech recognition stuff's like in place, ready. So
maybe we can just play with that at the end. Let's do face animation, and then we'll play with the speech recognition at the end.
Okay, cool. So I've got kind of an idea how. So let's say we wanted to just do like head tilt or eye movement or something like that. What we can do is if we set like a bounds that we want. So if we imagine that if we move the mouse on the left side of the screen, we say we want the eyes to shift like to the left 10 pixels or like 10 pixels either way, depending on where the mouse is.
Yeah.
Gsap gives you a nice little utils thing you can use to do like a mapped range of values. So what you could do with that is if you add an event listener.
If I add an event listener, just like
yeah, if we do it on like window or document, and then we did something like pointer move.
It needs to be window, doesn't it? Wait, is it
believe
document?
so.
I can't remember. Pointer move.
I always opt for window.
Yeah, I feel like with the window for mouse movement especially. Yeah.
And
I think that.
then if you did like, what I tend to do is here, I just destructure the X and Y in the, in there. And then what I might do here is I might say like, outside of here, I might define like I bounds or something weird like that. So I might say like I bounds is like 10 or something like that.
Okay.
And then inside, I would say const new X or something like that.
New X.
And then equal gsap.utils dot map range.
Like that, like camel cased.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then 0 inside it, sorry. And then window inner width.
Okay.
And then minus I bounds. Sorry, that should have been a comma. I meant like negative I bounds.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, my bad. And then I bounds. And then X as the last, yeah.
Okay. So let me see if I can talk through what we're doing right now. So with this, we're saying the range we want is if this is 0, we can go to negative 10 pixels to the left or 10 pixels to the right. And whenever the pointer moves, which is mouse movement like this, we're saying we want the X and Y position of the pointer. So wherever my mouse is. Yeah. And then what this util is doing is it's saying take the 0 to the inner width, which is like left all the way to the right, and then map that range. So if I'm at like, let's say this is 100 pixels wide and I'm at 50 pixels, I'm right in the center. And so then that's going to take that percentage and apply it to the range of I bounds, of negative I bounds to I bounds, which in this case would be 0 if we were at 50. But if I was at 25, it would be like negative 5 pixels.
Yeah, and it'll work it out.
Got it.
Proportionally. So like the way to think of it is the first two are like your inputs, and then the second is the output for it, and then the last piece is the value to map onto the inputs.
Slick. I get it. Okay.
So then after that line, if you did a gsap.set, and then we can do comma, is that right? Apostrophe? I'm not one for grammar. It's a class, yeah. Dot corgi underscore eyes.
Eyes like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if we do wiggles, and then X is new X.
X, new X.
And that should do something.
Look at it go. Boop,
Way
boop.
too much, but
way too much, but that's fun. I mean, it's kind of like that's pretty fun. Okay, so let's turn this down. Let's call it like 4. We'll make it pretty subtle, I think. Well, even that feels like a lot.
even that's pretty big.
Maybe we just go 2? Like maybe it's a real subtle.
I think I might have done it. I think when I put it together, I think I put it on such a small scale that it might have to be, and then I sized it up in a transform, so it's probably like 1 or probably
okay. And so then like I can do this again. Let me see if I can do this on my own. So if we wanted to also do a little bit of up and down, let's see, X bounds, and we'll do X bounds, and then we can do Y bounds and Y bounds.
One little trick there is sometimes just to invert the X.
Invert.
So if you do the opposite, so if you negative I bounds, then I bounds, negative I bounds. And when you go down, it will go up.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're saying like, so if I do X of new Y, So now it's kind of following me around here, which is fun. And then we can probably turn that down a little bit. So you're saying if I swap this?
Yeah, so originally when if you'd used the same X, I think, and then you flip it, so it kind of like inverts.
Oh,
I think that makes sense.
okay. I don't know that I'm fully following that. But we're getting a cool effect here. Like it's kind of looking around with us. It's like that's pretty fun. And that is way easier than I would have expected. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
and then
this is a little headbendy math. You know, you're taking one scale and you're moving it to another scale, and all of that has to, like, that's got to be in your head. What is get away from me, Slack? I swear I always close that window and it opens on its own. It's like Slack just keeps pulling me back in every time I think I got out.
The trick, like after this, would then be like, so you then add it to all the little features. So like you could group the entire head and make the head tilt.
Okay.
And then
yeah, let's do that. Let's
when you make the head tilt, you can make the hat, like the top of the hat, move.
That's really fun.
I may or may not have catered for this, but I haven't grouped the head, so that will be something that we need to look at. So
we've got the Corgi white, the Corgi stroke, Corgi outline. So I'm gonna make a guess that this is where the head starts. Am I correct in making that assumption?
We're gonna find out.
Okay, let's see.
This is like, yeah, this is the realistic experience of working with SVG, right? This is like the pain you go through when you have to convert it all to classes.
And so
like if you want to do this stuff, you have to spend a bit of time in the inspector working it out.
Browse.
So there's a couple of hidden elements in here. So like we could have done something like make the tongue wag and things like that.
Oh, nice.
But there is actually a Christmas cracker hidden in here as well.
Good. I would have been heartbroken otherwise. So okay, so I think I just styled the head. So let me just test that by quickly decapitating our corgi.
We're just gonna go for a display none.
Yeah. Oh wait, I used punctuation.
That's fine. It will let you do it.
Did it work? I did something.
Did you wrap them all in a group?
I thought so.
Let me have a look.
So I've got my corgi head.
Oh, it's because it's the indentation. I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, so I missed a piece. This corgi white, I think, needs to come up. So let's move that up.
Now it's an ice gem with a leg.
Okay, that's a little bit better. Corgi outline, corgi stroke. Let's maybe pull this one up and see what happens. That needed to be out there. Let's pull this one up and see what happens.
Chat's echoing the sentiments about your Minecraft power.
Hey, come on. It is a party potato. This is our party potato.
That was a mushroom.
So, getting closer, getting closer. What are you?
I think that's all of it. Just missing one is back leg.
Yeah, back. Okay, so back leg, maybe for corgi
it's almost
head.
there. There's just a bit of corgi white missing.
Oops. Here. Yes.
Hey.
Okay, and then this is actually head. So, I also
Halloween, the headless corgi.
So this is collision. So I'm just gonna group that real quick. Okay, so now we've got a head group. and we can use this class however we want. Let's revive this Corgi, and now we're ready. So if I wanted to move this, I could. How would you? What would be a way that you would approach this?
So you could go about it exactly the same way and see what happens. But generally, I would go to set the transform origin on the group first, and then find like an origin that feels more natural. So like a 50-50 probably won't feel right because, your head doesn't pivot on your nose.
It's going to be super weird, but let's try it. So to do this, I guess we can just like Gsap 2.
Yeah, so even to just like test it, you could just run it in the set and just do a rotate and just see what it looks like and kind of get a feel for the bounds without actually doing any animation.
Oh, jeez. No, that was incorrect. Okay, maybe 10%? Oh, that's worse. That's so much worse. Let's stick it to the bottom, then what happens? Oh, jeez, what are we doing? What am I doing wrong?
It looks brilliant, though.
Oh, okay.
His expression says it all. That's strange because the transform origin should be correct.
50-50.
That is a group. 50-50 should be right. So I'm wondering what has happened there.
Oh, I wonder if I put the party. Oh, another stampede. Oh, here we go. I'm wondering if I put the party group inside of this group, which would blow out the bounds, I think.
It shouldn't.
I think I did.
It shouldn't matter though, because it needs to be in there, because otherwise it'll lose the animation.
Couldn't we move it outside of the group though?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we could, and then we could, so it wouldn't rotate with it.
Let me try.
Potentially stay.
Oh, but then it won't
Yeah,
animate.
that'll be interesting though. Yeah, do this because this will be interesting because something will happen here.
Well,
which you can kind of see.
So it did fix that initial problem, which is that we want it to be. So if I set it to 100%, that's a little more. I think it would probably be like a 90, but that feels a little more natural, right? Like it's a little closer to being what you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
The head stays where the head is supposed to be. Jeez.
Kind of like the headless version.
Yeah, nearly headless Corgi. But this, yeah, like this feels good. That kind of looks like a dog cocking its head, which is what we're after. But we lost our party clip.
Yeah, and I think the way we would resolve this is at the same time as rotating the head group, we'd actually need to rotate the idea of face, because we need to rotate the clip so it goes with the block, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. I wonder if this is just going to do what I want.
Yeah, if you put them in, yeah.
That's oh, it's so close, but not quite there.
It just needs, it's because the block is now moved. So if you actually put the block back in, it will probably be all right.
This block?
Yeah.
But wasn't this what blew out the origin? Because the party is too big?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How do we get it in front?
So I think the way we get it in front is we make the fur transparent, right?
Yeah, we could just remove.
Oh, but then we would lose the.
No, because there's extra. So what I put in place. I did all the rotations before I did the party lines. I've not done rotating party lines before. but there is extra element in there for outline.
Mm-hmm.
So there will just be an outline of the head with no color in it, purely for the purpose of blocking out things that you don't want to see. So what you can do is you can just adjust the stroke on it and make it bigger. But we need to work out which one that is. It's probably that one, which is Corgi Clear.
Yeah, I think you're right. So if I knock this one out.
So that's going to be...
Nope, that's not it. Where's the fur? I thought I had the fur for a second.
It will be...
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that one.
I just got a little lost in the SVG there. You know, this isn't perfect. And if we were trying to, you know, do like production grade, something we were going to ship, I would say we should probably mess with it because it looks like we've got like a couple pixels of misalignment. However, for our purposes, I am extremely happy with this. Like this is super fun.
It would purely be a little bit of, there is an extra element in there, and it will just be a case of bumping the stroke size, and it will just block whatever's behind it. There's not much to it. I think it would
this one here, stroke width, we could just go like 1 or something.
Yeah, it might be inside the... So you could probably just change it inside the CSS, and it would bump it up.
Oh, okay. Let me get in here. And this was called...
Corgi Stroke.
Corgi Stroke. Stroke width.
And just, I don't know, 1.25 or something. Or just 2 might blow it up.
That's way too much. You're right.
Yeah. Fine margins. There you go. That's almost hidden it. It's slightly.
That's, I mean, you have to look pretty hard to see that. And
yeah.
I don't care. So let's ship it.
It is good though.
I mean, I think this is super fun. And now we've got like, we have a Corgi that's looking around, and you know, when you first load the page, it rotates its head, which is really fun. And we could, I guess, how would, like, could we do this on like a, well, I kind of want to make sure that we get to everything that you want to get to. So instead of me coming up with ideas,
you're driving the ship here. You just make requests.
My thought is, how could we have it on like a little bit of a loop?
What, so like it nods back and forth?
So like it would be kind of normal, or like, you know, looking straight on, and then after a few seconds it would cock its head, and then it would kind of come back up.
Yeah, I have a little trick that I do for this.
Okay.
Because I don't like it to feel the same all the time. So I do this a lot for eyes, and I pretty much use it in any pen where I have eyes and I'm using green sock. I use the same little block of code over and over. So what I do is I create like a timeline, and I'll call it like, so if I was doing it for eyes, I'd call it like blink. But for us, we could call it, we'll create a function called like nod or something like that.
A function called nod?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do const nod equal whatever if you like, or we can do function.
I'm up for whatever.
And then in here, I'll just create a new timeline.
And that's Gsap Timeline?
Yep.
Do I have to pass something to that, right?
Well, you don't. What I tend to do in here is, so I would use one of the callback functions. So essentially the trick here is to create a timeline where you say, right, nod one way or another. Mm-hmm. And then when I've nodded to that point, and maybe I repeat and I come back to the middle, and then I say on complete, call this function again. And
I got it.
Generate a new timeline. And then what I'd do is I'd just say every time round, create a dynamic delay. So that each time might be like, oh, he blinked after 2 seconds, then it was 4 seconds, then it was 10.
And you could take that even further with like, you could have the speed of the blink, or in our case, like the number of degrees, or all that stuff could be kind of calculated every time the function fires. So you would get randomness, which is really interesting.
Yeah, and that's something like I really, when I first started playing around with GreenSock, it was something I was really interested in, because I didn't want to just like, I don't blink myself every 3 seconds. Like I want it to feel more natural, like there's more gaps, or sometimes I blink twice.
I feel like that's the magic, right? Like that's why I think with a lot of animation stuff, if it gets too close to realistic and it isn't obviously a cartoon or whatever, we hit that uncanny valley where it's like almost unsettling to look at it. Or like, I think a lot of like humanoid robots that we see are kind of unsettling because they look real, but they don't act real. Like they feel unnatural, and that's kind of unnerving. And so what you're talking about here is kind of disarming that. It doesn't have the mechanical repetition that a robot would have. It has a sort of organic quality to it, which is really nice.
Yeah, I tried to just give it a bit more like, like you say, just not so uniform, a bit more sort of character to it. So I always say to anyone that asks about it, just like look for small wins. So one thing that always stuck with me is that the best animation is the animation that goes unnoticed. So something that almost feels natural that you don't notice, but because it's there, it feels right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it feels appropriate for the setting as opposed to being something that like demands attention or whatever.
Yeah, like as opposed to like, I've learned this thing, now I'm going to use every single feature on the page.
I saw somebody shared a theme the other day on Twitter that was like somebody had learned how to do the fly-in animation on scroll, and every element on the page flew in from a different direction. So it was just like unbridled chaos. Like as you scroll down this page, it was like pew, 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 pew. And it was really like, you could tell that somebody had just learned that and they were so excited about it.
that kind of backs on to like, so obviously I was very fortunate to get early access to Scroll Trigger, which is what powers that DJ demo. And naturally, like the ideas were, right, we need demos for scrolling demos. Well, most people instantly think of like the fancy, publication layouts where things parallax in and stuff. And, my first idea was scrolling through a book, and then it was scrubbing music. Like,
you did one with an apple too, right? Where like as you scrolled, the apple would get more and more bites taken out of it.
Yeah, that was I ate 3 apples that night.
So I mean, it's great. It was good for your health.
I genuinely I got my partner so she has a proper DSLR camera, and she set it all up with lighting to take photos of this apple. And I'd be like, right, I've got to eat another apple. And like mark it out, spin it. And I just tried to do like a take on as you scrolled, it did the stop motion, and then it did like SVG masking with like a video behind it.
Nice.
So like an apple would shoot out and then reveal a video. Which is cool. Like, so I did that purposely to mess around with those techniques and learn about how to like reveal video and stuff. And that wasn't actually for Scroll Trigger. My 4 demos were, I did one where Pinocchio's nose grew, and I did one where it fired a gun as you scroll.
Oh, so I remember it. It had like the bang flag.
Yeah.
That was so
with,
good.
The green sock on it. And then it was all like jittery with turbulence. Like, yeah, it was just, I didn't want to do a parallax thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Chris has terrible ideas in the chat. And now you all get to live with this terror. Everybody get ready, because you're going to have a nightmare. Oh, it's the worst. And then you got to have the creepy voice with it after that. It's like, hello.
It's the Exorcist, Corgi.
Would you like to party?
What about if when we spin his head round, then his eyes go green?
No. Okay. All right. Okay. This is the worst. All right. So let's make this timeline work.
Hey, this is what happens, right? This is where the ideas come from. Just tangents.
Oh my God.
Ridiculousness. This is
absolutely. gonna give myself nightmares with that. Jeez. Okay, so we have we have a timeline, and I'll be honest. I think I've used timeline like twice before, so I don't really know how any of this works. So you'll have to kind of guide here.
The joy of timeline is that you can essentially just chain everything you need. So
Okay.
you can do, and in the older versions of the API, and I was terrible for continuing to write it in this way that you don't need to anymore. You can just write things. So a general timeline, like if we said, right, the corgi's head's going to spin 180 degrees and then his eyes are going to go green, we'd do gsap.timeline.to corgi head spin 180, and then you just chain it again. So then you do like a .to eyes go green. But the joy is that when you do something with a timeline, obviously you have a block of something you can use or reuse, or even generate elsewhere. So like commonly in some of my demos, I might generate a timeline dynamically and then add it to a master, like a main timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So each time I get like a different behavior. So a good example of that would be, I don't know if you've seen the demo where it's like a toggle and the bear paw comes out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, each time that happens, it generates a new timeline with different timings / actions, because it wants to like decide what it's going to do at that point. So it might be like, this time it's just a paw, this time it's a head, this time it's going to swear. You know, I've not added beeps yet. That's what needs to come in. But yeah, it gets progressively angrier. And then there you go.
Oh, good. A bear growl. That's really fun.
Did the V2 recently, which was the light bulb one with the door.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember. Oh, let me share a link to that before I. Yeah, and then we've got the your light bulb. Is that on the homepage here?
It's pretty easier for me to find that one. My problem is if you go into public, like it just takes. I didn't realize until obviously it's getting near to the end of the year and people are starting to do like, oh, what did you do this year? Okay, I'll have a look. My word, I created a lot of pens.
Yeah, you did. Holy crap! This one, impossible light bulb. Okay, so this is fun. So you can pull it any direction. And so these are all timelines then?
Yeah, so this one's just like different timelines. So I think, yeah, there we go. And then it'll get like angrier. This one's more of a speedy one. It's not as... So it's quite interesting, like the first... Like the checkbox one was like one of the first... Probably one of the first green things I did, because I wanted to see how you'd use it with React. So like, cool, I'm just going to make this bear with React and Gsap and see what happens. And yeah, it's and then this one was, I was trying to come up with, I don't even know why, I was just thinking of light toggles for site design, and I just thought, what if I could just make a chord? And I was like, what if I added a bear? And then actually when I dropped it onto the site, I was like, nah, it just doesn't look right now. But it was a cool thing to make.
It is a cool thing to make. Like it's a lot of fun. And like, so with this is just a kind of a tangent question, but you made a like sort of physics here. So how exactly is this?
So this is actually why I'm rebuilding my site, so I can write about all these things, because they just get lost and people don't. I forget how I do them sometimes, but there's a trick to doing these. So for this one, what I did was I got the chord, and I actually found, like, I looked at GIFs of light toggles.
Okay.
What a fun Saturday evening. What you can do, if you actually open a GIF in Preview for Mac, you can see it frame by frame, and then you can clip through it. And what I did was I worked out, so the infamous notebook, where is it? There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but what I did was I sketched out the different steps
Oh my God.
of what needs to happen.
Wow.
And then draw each path and then morph between the paths.
Yeah.
And just happened that I got the timing pretty much right first time. So that was a nice relief.
Yeah, no kidding. Well done. I mean, that's really cool. And like, this is really fun that you can do something that feels, again, like this feels kind of alive. It's got that bounce and,
So that would be like, so there's two things happening here. There's a draggable plugin and there's a Morph SVG plugin. So essentially what happens is, and I got some help from Zach at Greensock with the draggable part because I wasn't 100% sure how to do it, but there's like a big circle in the SVG there, like a hit spot. And that's like a proxy for a drag handle. And when you click on it and then drag, the chord moves to wherever pointer X and Y is. And then on release, I just shoot it back. And then what I do is I quickly do a morph SVG between the 5 or 4 stages of the chord. And then it does the click at the same time.
Nice.
So it's
it's good. And it feels natural, which is nice. Okay, so tangent complete. I am satisfied. I feel like I've got more things to go learn now. Let's get this randomized corgi head going. So what I've done is I've moved this rotation. So let's get it back to where it was. So 15 degrees. And then right now, if I just call nod, I think that'll probably break, won't it? Or it won't do anything. Good recovery,
just do
Gsap.
like an empty nothing, which will be fine. But yeah, what you could do then, so say you did the 2, because if you're only doing a 2, like if you only want to nod between certain degrees, what you could do is in the 2, you wouldn't need a timeline for it at all. You could just do an on complete and then call nod again, and it will just call gsap.2. And what you could do outside of the 2 is just generate a random delay, or you could use gsap's random delays. So where you've written rotate,
so instead of making it a
so
timeline,
we wouldn't even need to.
We would be able to do this, and then on complete, we can call nod.
Yeah.
Or we probably don't even need to do that. We could just pass it in as.
So to see something interesting, if you just change the 15 degrees to plus equal 15 degrees, I think it will work.
Oh no. This is going to be so bad. Oh God. Come play with us, Danny. This is horrifying. This is the worst thing that we've ever done. No. Okay. We got to stop that. That's too much. A little too much jolly.
There must be some audio we can find to go with that, surely.
Just a creaky door. But what we could do that would be kind of fun is we could do like degrees, and we could do like a math random.
But then the real magic is that
you got some stuff.
This is built in, so you don't need to do that at all.
Come on.
So if you change that rotate string to like random,
just straight random.
Yeah, random inside the string, and then give it like an up and a down value. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that will work like
do I
that,
drop
or if it'll need to be.
Look at it randomizing the. I mean, this is okay. So this is fun, but we have to figure out how to move these as a unit.
Yeah. So what we could do is we could generate the. So what's happening here is because it's obviously taking the array, it's doing a different one for each.
Right.
So what we could do is we could generate the randomness outside, but you can use this function standalone as well. So you could do like const r degree, something like that, equal gsap.utils.random -15, 15, and then pass it in.
gsap.random like this?
Utils.random. Sorry.
Gsap utils.random, and then as strings.
I've not done it like this before. Let's find out.
Let's find out. And then we'll drop this in here, and let's see if it works. That does not work. So let's go with here.
Let's just go with a number, and then it should. That should be fine. That should work with a number.
Oh, really?
There we go.
That's fun. Okay, so then we need a like a delay.
So yeah, for delay, we can just do the same thing again. We could just do a random, but it will need to be outside, so it sets on both. Otherwise, they'll probably go off on their own accord again.
Okay, so we can set a delay, and that would be a gsap utils random, and we'll say like it's in seconds, isn't it? So we'll do like between 1 and 4 seconds. Okay.
It's actually just looking at this, and now it's just reminded me. I actually made this nodding recursion thing not long ago. I did like I did a Men in Black themed code pen where it's like
cool.
Orion's Galaxy, the cat, and it's just like, and then you click it and it zooms in and reveals a space turtle inside his necklace.
That's
but yeah, I had to do like a random nod for that.
And
I thought I'd seen something like this before.
So is this like do I just do delay?
Oh no, sorry. So what you can do is you can just pass delay in as a property.
Like in here.
Yeah, so you won't need to. Yeah, there we go.
Did I do it?
This is awkward. It should be fine.
Maybe it needs to save or something. Hello?
Hello?
Is it called something else or like?
No, that should be.
Did I GSAP something? No, look at that. Right. Look at that weird thing that I did up there. Good call.
Oh, I couldn't see it in the color of the. I'm watching the cool one up there.
Oh, here we go. Look at him. Look at our happy little corgi.
That's good head bobbing.
That's fun. I like that. I am definitely happy with that. That makes me smile. So we've got about 25 minutes left. What would you like to do next?
What does chat want to see? I mean, I thought it would be fun if we tied up speech recognition with the party lines, just because it would be kind of cool. And I do have like a clip of audio you could put with it potentially. So this whole block that's all commented out is all the speech recognition stuff. But to do this, what we need to do first is stop those lines moving and set them as a timeline. So this is like the neat thing about having a timeline is that you can pause it on and off.
Okay.
So to do that, I'm going to come up here and
so just that last block is the one. So we could call it like party. Yeah.
So that's going to be a Gsap timeline. And then I can just pull this 2 right off of it.
Yeah, and just chain it right on the end. And then what you want to do is inside the brackets for timeline.
Yep.
If you put an object inside there, and inside it, give it paused true.
Okay.
Just and it should stop.
Prettify this a little bit.
Now we just have our corgi chilling.
Yeah.
And if we go down and have a look at this speech recognition block.
Yeah, let me just uncomment this so we can see what's happening.
Yeah, there's quite a bit here, but it's...
Okay, so immediately what happened is it asked for access to my microphone, which is really fun. And actually something that's really interesting here, you're not importing a new module for this, so this is built into the browser.
Yeah, I think Safari will do it, and I think Chrome does it. I wouldn't.
Well, I hope Chrome does it because that's what we're using.
Yeah, Chrome definitely does it. I can't remember if Safari did it or not, but what I've got in here is setting up a speech recognition, essentially in ENUS lang with continuous listening.
Okay.
And what I've done here is I've basically written a small block of code which will make it behave like Alexa or like OK Google. So what we have here is these are the commands, and I'm just setting the background color to a different color just so it's clear that like it's listening.
Okay.
And what will happen is, so you can leave, so the commands which come through are actually the things we say.
Oh, I get you.
So yeah, what I've done is I've mapped commands of things we can say, and then.
So is this the one that I need to update?
Yeah. So if you change that to party timeline.
Okay. And so now, if I say party.
No, you need to say the magic word first.
The magic word. Let's see. Please,
so
party?
If you scroll down a bit further. You could change it to. So that's the keyword.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So you set this up when you said Alexa, like what you meant was that you have to like tell it to listen. So it's not just like if I'm saying like, yeah, I'm going to go to a party later, it's not going to start doing something, but I have to say Corgi.
So we wanted to.
Party.
It's a bit sensitive.
Corgi. Party.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun. So, and this is incredible because this is just working on. I did activate at least just one Alexa, but this is really, really fun because it means that, you know, so I can change these.
Yeah. So if you change that, and you see where it says party.pause. If you just change that to party timeline.pause. So what's happening is after a while, it will just stop it again. And I'll just put like a timeout of like 10 seconds or so.
Please. Party. Boop. Boop. That might not be a word. Let's change it back to party. That's easier. Please. Party. It's so much fun. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that, like, how much fun would it be to hide little things like this on your website? Like, this is the sort of stuff that, like, I am immediately going to find ways to abuse this speech recognition on JSON.AF, like, immediately.
And that's the fun part, right? Because, like, I sat messing around with this because I was like, oh, it'd be brilliant because it's party Corgi. It'd be brilliant if I could say Corgi party instead. And then I was sitting there and I was like, so when you say boop, it'd be interesting to see what the transcript is. So what you can do is you can actually see all the transcript results come through, and you can see what the browser actually thinks you're saying, which is sometimes quite interesting.
Yeah. So how do I do that?
If you go up a little bit higher, there should be... Yeah, so the transcript
console info. Oh, so we already have it. Wow. Boop. It's like that's not even a sound. Boop. Boo.
With a little
it doesn't.
P on the end.
Doesn't like that. Doesn't like that little boop.
I did.
Oh,
like
there
that
you go. I gotta smack that P. Boop.
Yeah.
This is better than I expected. A like built-in browser speech recognition to work.
It's really impressive, isn't it?
I mean, it really is, because well, look at this. It got all of that. This is better. Yeah, I mean, the fact that I can't speak in full sentences is readily apparent here. But
it even hyphenated built-in.
Yeah. Reading a transcript of yourself is a great way to realize that, you know, even though English is the first language, doesn't mean you're good at it. Enunciate. Yeah, I need to enunciate. But this is really fantastic. Like, I'm legitimately blown away. Like, excellent job to the standards committee in putting together speech recognition, because this is impressive.
And it opens up just loads of fun doors like this. So, you know, you can't complain.
Definitely. Well, cool. So yeah, I think, you know, we've got about 20 minutes left. We can play with something else, or we can also always wrap it early and just call this a resounding success. Because now we can Corgi. Come on, man. Corgi. Corgi.
Did you change the keyword?
Please. Party. Okay. And I got to change that back. It's way more fun to say Corgi.
Well, you know what we haven't done?
So many things.
We didn't. So one of the ideas I had was if we had, I think if you go into the stylus.
Okay. Oops.
It depends if it's caught in the head group. Yeah, so right there, cracker display none. If you
that's right. That's right.
If you take that out,
it is caught in the group. Oh, look at it. Oh, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
And what I was thinking is, you could do. I don't know if we'll be able to squeeze it in, but we can try. We could do Corgi Drop. And then we could animate the cracker down to the floor.
All right, let's see if we can do it. So let's start by building a drop.
Yeah.
So we'll do a drop, and that is going to be a Gsap 2, and it's a Corgi cracker.
Well, I think maybe a timeline. So I think what we'd want to do is
because you want to make it feel real.
We want to make the head go into the middle first, because I don't have any physics anticipated for the cracker.
Okay.
So if we did first, if we set the head and the face to go to rotate 0. So if we did 2. Yeah,
we're gonna have to figure out how to
pinch that whole block.
Pause this, aren't we? Cooperate. So we're gonna rotate.
Yeah, and if we just did
0.
rotate to 0.
Okay.
And then after it, if we just did Corgi cracker and then just do like Y% 500 or something like that. Just see what happens.
Whoa. Okay, so it'll need to be almost like 1,000?
Yeah, I mean, we could do it with pixel coordinates, but
that's pretty close. Let's call it 1,100, and I think that'll be good.
So the interesting thing here is that we have, obviously it's rotating, and the cracker is moving with the head. So there was a trick that I was going to speak about here, but we could hook this up to voice and see if it works first. But the trick here would be when the timeline goes to a point where the rotation is straight, swap the cracker out for a duplicate cracker that drops that isn't inside the head group.
Oh, so like this Corgi cracker, we could drop it, and then we could hide that one and show the other one and hide this one.
Yeah, so the one that's in his mouth, like when he goes to drop it, just hide it, and then a duplicate one drops that isn't affected by the rotation.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we could do either of those things. So let's Well, I guess let's start by doing the JS because I think that'll be fun. So down here we have another command. So we'll say drop. That'll be drop, and then here if transcript.
Yeah, there we go.
So
if transcript equal
commands drop, then we would want to call drop.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that one doesn't really need to be paused. So let's just give this a shot. We'll say,
do we want to stop
turn
it
off
from
drop?
Stop. Yeah, that one. There we go.
Okay, so you should be in good shape. All right, I did change it back to Corgi. Corgi. Drop. Good boy. Yeah, that is, it's cute enough that I like have to provide the praise at the end. That is adorable. Okay, so then so what you're saying is that to make that more realistic,
better, yeah, what we could do is
we need our cracker.
If we duplicate the cracker,
Corgi cracker.
Yeah,
it's all grouped. Perfect.
Yeah, it's a big group with like the individual pieces inside it.
Okay. So we've got our cracker, and then I can put this.
We've got two ways you can do this. You could either duplicate it and use it as a use, or we can just copy it for now if you want.
We already showed how to do the use, so let's just do it down here. I think this big group, is that like the whole thing, or where are my defs? In fact, I'm up here. Let's just do it the right way. So we've got our Corgi cracker.
Mm-hmm.
And then
if we swap out the original cracker for the use, but we'd probably want to wrap it in a group. So this will be quite good actually, because what we can do is we can create a new group and we can call one like mouth cracker and one drop cracker, just to like distinguish between the two.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do value a good mouth cracker. So we've got our mouth cracker, and then this one's already got a transform in it, so I'm going to drop this out, and I think that should... Good. Okay, so that's back to where it was. And then we'll be able to grab this group and come down... Do I go all the way outside, like here?
Well, just as long as it's outside the head group.
Outside the head group. So let's go...
Yeah, so it needs to be like in the same... So when he rotates, you should be able to see it. Is it right? I can't tell.
Yeah. So if I zoom way in here, we can see that it's like...
Oh yeah, cool. So it probably needs to... this is where you end up with
here's the thing that I was saying is like if we... because we, like, when we rotate up, we could just swap them out and like it'll look like it fell out of its mouth. It's going to happen so fast that we might want to deal with that again in a production grade app, but I don't think we need to worry about it here.
Yeah, so like the other thing I would probably have done here as well, like so you can see that now his mouth isn't over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'd need to duplicate like the muzzle or the mouth or snout or whatever I've called it. Also outside, so that when he rotates to 0, then you show both and drop one and then hide it on complete. So it looks like the real deal.
Yeah. Well, and maybe a way that we could do this is we can go with the drop cracker and we'll go display none. Okay. And then here we can go mouth cracker and drop cracker. And then when that's done, we'll do mouth cracker, display none.
You can use a set for that.
Oh, just the regular set. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can chain the sets in as well, because essentially a set is just a 0 duration tween or a
Okay.
2.
So then this will just kind of like unset at some point, right? Like, or we need some kind of a.
Well, the way I thought it would work would be so both crackers. So originally, whichever one's rotating, so mouth cracker is visible
Mhm.
and drop cracker is display none. And then at the on complete of rotate 0, so where you do to Corgi head group face at the top there.
Here.
Yeah, inside there. If you do an on complete there, and then you write a function inside here. So yeah, an arrows. And this is the trick. So at this point, you would do gsap.set
Oh, you're doing it in here.
and do the switch here. So like the smoke and mirrors bit happens here. So you just swap one out for the other and only animate the one that's visible.
Ba-ba. Okay, so let's try that. So we've got it.
So you don't need to animate the mouth cracker because the mouth cracker never goes anywhere. But the drop cracker.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, so
we should see it really we should see it really clearly because the drop cracker will actually appear over the mouth. So
yeah, that was actually what I was thinking with doing it the other way with the set at the end, is that it would drop first and then when it got to the end it would switch, so that when it rotated next it wouldn't take the cracker with it, but it would still look like it came from under the mouth. But let's try this. So we've got Corgi, drop. Oh, we broke everything. Does it reset when it gets to the end here? Because it looks like it did what we want, but not quite.
Oh, I see what's happened. You've sort of chained the set onto the set.
Oh, I don't do that?
I don't know if that is that possible. Maybe it's possible, but yeah.
Let's try it. Corgi, drop. Okay, so we got closer, but then when we get back to here, is this too much? Maybe let's try like a.
Is it because it's out of bounds now, right? So it's gone
Corgi.
outside the SVG.
Corgi, drop. Yep, it's just dropping out of bounds.
Yeah, so that's because in CodePen you have to do an
Corgi.
important
Drop. That's pretty good. And it's still in bounds. So I think we can leave that.
Yeah, if you ever get stuck with them, you can set an overflow on the SVG because obviously by default they're overflow hidden. But in CodePen, for some reason in CodePen you have to do an overflow important, but you would be able to see it drop to wherever you wanted it to because it will go outside the view box, like you can see outside of it.
I mean, but so this looks good to me. This looks like what we want. What I think happened is I think the cracker scale was different because we moved it or something. Because 1100 on the other one on the mouth cracker put it just barely below this, but this one 600 puts it almost where we wanted it. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it's like it looks like it moved a little bit further because we could go even.
It's probably been like offset because the other cracker would have been inside.
Drop. Yeah, weird. But yeah, so this is fun. Like I am kind of blown away by how much fun this is. And this is really cool too, because like what I like about it is that in the span of, an hour and a half here, we took this already fun Corgi drawing and we breathed a bunch of life into it. We've got eyes that interact with your mouse. We've got the head kind of moving back and forth. We're able to drop this cracker and Corgi. Party. Corgi. party. That's a lot of fun that we can just do that. So this is we accomplished a lot here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that's super. I was quite worried we weren't going to get anywhere near as much of this as done. We've actually got quite a lot of it done, even the cracker.
Yeah, I mean, this was an absolute blast. So with the 5 minutes we have remaining, where should people go if they want to keep going down this path? Like, what should they? We're gonna say they should follow you. So make sure you go follow Jhey on Twitter. Make sure you go to the Code Pen. And where else? What else should people do?
I mean, they're the main hotspots. I think if people wanted to follow this path, though, I mean, my actionable take is just to write down every idea you have, and that no idea is a bad idea. Just follow it. Like, just make it. Don't think about why, how, who. Mm-hmm. Just do it. That's generally how I try and live by it. And yeah, just all these weird ideas come out. Like, so the cracker idea for the Corgi, sort of, there was another piece of this which obviously we didn't have time for, but there are some eyebrows in there. The idea was that it wouldn't have done the blue background. There's some eyebrows that would have done like the startled look, and originally it'd have the cracker, but if you mouse over the cracker, he'd make a growling noise and show you the angry eyebrows.
I very much look forward to where you take this after. Yeah. So stay tuned. That's your motivation to go follow Jhey on CodePen, because you're going to get to see how this evolves even further. Go look at the source on
Twitter, this. Twitter, my stream, because I do these obviously on my Twitch channel, and then
is your what's your Twitch username?
It should be JH3YY, I think. I've been a bit slack this week though, so
there we go. Go do a follow. Oh wait, I have a shout out command now. Does it work? It does work. Yes. Oh, but my shout out lost its subscription, so it doesn't do the emotes anymore. Womp womp. All right, y'all. So that has been, I've had so much fun today. Make sure you go follow Jhey on all the channels. Remember, this show is live captioned. It is brought to you by White Coat Captioning, which is made possible by Netlify, Hasura, Fauna, and Auth0, all of whom kick in to make the show a little more accessible, which means a whole lot to me, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Make sure you go and check out the schedule, because we have so much fun stuff coming up. We've got one more week until Christmas. So next week, I've got Scott Talinsky coming on. We're going to do more animation. We're going to do it with Svelte. Thank you for sending us out with a stampede. Chat, you are the best. So Scott's going to come on. We're going to do some animation in Svelte, and then we're going to go on break. We're going to enjoy the holidays, and I will be back on January 5th, and we're going to learn some TypeScript, Next.js. I've got Ali Spittle coming on. That's going to be super fun. We're going to do Let's Learn React. That's not on the schedule yet, but it's going to be on the Tuesday before Scott Moss comes on. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm really, really excited about all of these episodes. There's so much fun stuff coming up and so much more. Really excited for what 2021 holds for us. I'm hoping that for all of us, it ends up being a big improvement. And I just really want a hug. You know what I mean? So chat, as always, thank you for hanging out. Stay tuned. We're going to raid. Jhey, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. All right. This was a blast, y'all. We will see you next time.